Greetings, adventurers. I'm Max, the composer of Coltrin compositions, your guide through realms of TTRPG music where fantasy meets the echoes of sci-fi and whispers of horror. Imagine your party at the brink of an enchanted forest or a haunted space station. My music weaving suspense with every leaf's rustle or distant spaceship hum. In the heart of battle, against mythical beasts or otherworldly entities, feel the thrill with compositions that make every clash, every spell a legend. But it's not just about the adrenaline. In moments of tranquility or eerie calm, let my music enhance the heart and soul of your story. As a fellow TTRPG enthusiast, I blend each melody to resonate with your game's diverse realms. Ready for an unforgettable session across all genres? Visit Coltrin Compositions on Patreon. Let the music guide your epic tales from ancient castles to distant galaxies through every shadowed corner. That's Coltrin Compositions.
Roll for distraction with the Paladins of Podcast as they valiantly entertain. Grab your +2 headphones and tune in. We promise it's not a critical fail. Side quests, available wherever you get podcasts. The best quests have detours.
You are listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard.
Hi guys, welcome back to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. I am DM Dave, and to the left I have
Henley. Boudreaux.
Roscoe.
And Fenrir.
Just saying you sounded like Willow there, not DM Dave.
Well, hello guys. I'm a part of the group now. Yes. I'm Boudreaux's support gnome.
Yes! So that would be an ESG.
ESG.
This is my ESG.
ES. What is ES?
Emotional support.
Oh, okay.
This is my ESG. Hi, I'm Willow.
Well, hello. Last time, Boudreaux, Henley, and Fenrir said their goodbyes to Lila and Grotha. Roscoe did not. Boudreaux makes a deal with the Nothic, the gourd for the staff, and the Nothic unlocked some unknown power inside and told Boudreaux about an ancient artifact called
The needle. The soul needle.
Thank you. The Soul Needle.
I was half there.
During the travel northward to High Ridge, a few days after they passed the mines now in possession of the Iron Hills Guild, Henley is confronted by Dreet, a goblin that they found in the mines, or they met in the mines, or spied on in the mines, more precisely. Dreet informed her and her group that Henley is being hunted, but won't tell by whom. Dreet told them that they must take out the horde of 40 goblins before they attack High Ridge, and be told more about who is after them. The group is now off to the battle. Several severely outnumbered. How will it turn out? With Lila Garotha gone, will they win this battle? Let's find out. So Dreet is kind of leading the way up to, and he said it was going to be about a 2-day travel to get where the camp of the horde of goblins are. The first day, pretty smooth, nothing too drastic. It is starting to get very warm during the days.
Henley is watching him like a hawk.
Okay. He seems to be, as he's walking up through, you remember in the caverns that he was very fidgety, that he was always flipping his knives around, and he's kind of doing the same thing. Walking up, flipping his knives. Like occasionally he would throw a knife to a stump or a tree, walk up and grab it.
I bet he'd really like Roscoe's bracers.
He would, very much so. To remind Fenrir, I know last time you mentioned that you wanted to try and trade him for a knife. So we could do that possibly if you had an idea.
Yeah, I mean, I know he mentioned a couple of different ones that he had. I just have a standard, like, your standard run-of-the-mill, like, iron dagger. So I would more, like, present it to him like, hey, look, I know this is just kind of your run-of-the-mill dagger, but what would you trade me for this? Like, and if it's, like, nothing, he'd be like, oh, it's not like there's anything special with it.
I would probably trade you a toothpick.
A toothpick?
That will not suffice for any of these daggers.
Don't you have something else real cool?
I am only interested in daggers.
Got it. Boudreaux walks away.
So nothing for the short bow?
No. Yeah, he seems pretty set on a dagger for dagger, but he's not going to take...
Right.
To him, that's a very low quality dagger.
Makes sense.
So you head up, and so it's the evening now. Fenrir. Well, actually, how's Night Watch? You guys doing a night watch?
Oh, Henley's doing a night watch. She
Okay.
does not trust Dreekt.
Okay, so what shift are you? There's 4 shifts. Which one would
Henley
you like?
Probably takes the first watch.
Okay,
I'll do the second.
okay,
I'll take the last 2.
okay. Okay. Dreekt, he kind of just settles in and he goes to sleep. You keep an eye. He stirs a little bit, and every now and then you see a knife, a dagger come out. He flicks it around, and then it puts it right back
While he's asleep.
while he's asleep.
Wow.
That's dedication right there. Dedication to your craft.
You notice he is very fidgety, and that he's focused. Like, it almost like the fidgeting helps him focus more on certain things. He seems to fidget more when he seems to be focused on something, or when somebody asks him a question. He seems to fidget a little bit more, almost like it's his thinking thing type idea. He's pondering, he's
Stimming.
debating.
He's stimming.
So Fenrir, during kind of your watch, on the edge of the camp, just out of the fire's light, you see a figure, motionless, standing about 5 feet tall, and it almost seems like a mist is falling from it, and before your eyes, it vanishes. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, do you wake up your party?
No, don't worry about
I mean, it vanished, right? And it's just outside the fire.
Just outside the fire's light.
I will go investigate.
Okay. So as you get closer, roll me an investigation check.
10.
As you get there, you don't see any footprints or anything, but you notice that there are a few strands of what you can tell as straw.
Straw like from a scarecrow?
Possibly.
Now he's going to start to stir his party.
So as you turn to go wake up your party, the scarecrow is now inches from your face. Its burlap sack of a face has 2 dark voids for its eyes. Its mouth is folded burlap, and you see it moving, but no sound comes from it. Straw covers your eyes as it puts a stiff, leathery hand on your forehead. Your vision turns black. You begin to stir. As you feel your hands and feet are bound, your eyes open, and as you look around, you see next to you the scarecrow that stands before you, but now it lies on a table, motionless and void of life. Motion catches the corner of your eyes. As you look, you see 3 grotesque, wrinkled, green-skinned feminine creatures coming from the shadows and surrounding you. 2 of the grotesque creatures, one with a missing eye and the other wearing a necklace of small animal skulls, begin chanting. You begin to feel the life being pulled from your chest as a white mist raises from you. The third one, with white glowing eyes, drags a thin, pale man into view. The pale man is wearing a dark, dirty, torn robe and has the look of uncertainty and fear on his face. The white-eyed one presents a spool of thread and a needle and chants a different tune as she hands it to the pale man. He cautiously reaches for them, the spool and the thread, pulls the needle out of the spool, and pokes it through the mist, and begins to circle the needle around the spool of thread. The white mist, you are drawn into the spool. You then begin to feel pricking of a needle around your chest, and as you gain consciousness, you see a sewing needle going in and out of the fabric of the Scarecrow's chest. Your chest. The pale man steps back to nod at the three as he hands the wide-eyed one the needle and thread. Looking back at you, bows his head, and walks away. The three grotesque croons then place a withered, twigged wreath on your chest and begin chanting once more. The light of the sun then hits your face, and you wake up in the same place that you fell.
Okay, I will start to look around camp, and I look down at my chest to see if there's a wreath.
There's nothing.
Is there any scars or anything like that? Anything that I can see that, hey, there was a needle here, like scars or scabs or anything like that?
You kind of, rip open your shirt a little bit, trying to look for any kind of evidence of that. You see none. And as you kind of look around, you see behind a tree that scarecrow, and it points north and then vanishes.
I want to go.
Does Henley sense it vanishing since she sensed it earlier?
Yeah. You would feel that there was some kind of
Is she awake?
portal. It woke her up.
So Henley
The one before didn't, but this one did.
sits up, pulls a dagger. I'm like, and then, just jumps up and just surveys the scene.
Because you would get the same feeling as the one you did in Avalon.
Scarecrow.
And you see Fenrir in the distance. His shirt is very unbuttoned. He's kind of looking, and he's looking kind of past you, behind you, towards a tree.
Henley runs over to him. What's wrong?
There was a scarecrow, and he's gonna go where, more or less, take off and go look to see where, where he's seen the one pointing north was.
Henley follows. What did you? I just woke up. What did you see? Scarecrow. Obviously, I felt it, but
Yeah, there was a scarecrow that was pointing north, pointing that way as he points north.
towards the forest,
Yes.
or
And-
to High Ridge.
I'm gonna say, aren't they both north?
Yeah.
So it could be either one, I guess. But it was, and he's not going, he's walking his way over. He's more or less jogging over there. He's not gonna, as this conversation is taking place.
Roscoe, how awake are you? I know Boudreaux's dead asleep still.
Always. Accurate assumption.
How far into his watch would you say this happened? Because I took second watch, so if it wasn't real far into it, I'm sure I'm still kind of in and out. But if it was closer towards the end,
This is the morning.
the very end of it,
Yeah.
I'm probably getting ready to wake up. I would assume if they were talking loud enough, it would stir me.
Yeah. You just hear Henley say, Fenrir, or you heard her say Scarecrow.
Right.
Look at Fenrir. They start talking about stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
And
probably
now
at
you
that
see
point kind of
them.
coming out of slumber and stuff, and I'm registering. I'm like, did she say scarecrow? And then I'll kind of look around and see, that they're a little on edge, and I'll hop up and go join them.
Okay. Fenrir, when you get there,
I'll kick Boudreaux on my way by.
don't say anything, just kick him.
Yep.
What's Dreek doing? Is he still asleep?
Dreek wakes up, and he's noticing, but he's just watching.
Okay.
What about our buddies?
They're kind of just watching, too. They don't know what's going on.
They're still sleeping.
Well, Boudreaux's in the same position.
'Kay.
He's like, what?
So, Fenrir, as you get to that location, you're kind of looking around again, and you find more straw just laying on the ground.
Henley went with Fenrir, and does she see it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys see the straw on the ground. Fenrir, and you get a voice in your head. A familiar voice. A voice that you know from Avalon. Kendall Warwick. You hear a message that says, "We have been studying the Scarecrow. We broke its bond from the wreath, but by doing so, it has disappeared. Do you have another one?"
He can respond, right?
And you
With
feel like
25
you can respond. It's the same sending spell that he sent you.
Gotcha.
And so you know who it is. You know it's Kendall. And you know you have 25 words that you can respond.
I don't.
SOS.
There were some in the cave that were destroyed, but I think the forest north is where they are coming from. Yeah, and I'll say that out loud.
You'll say respond to it out
Yeah,
loud?
I'll just respond to it out loud.
Okay, so you hear him respond out loud.
Fenrir?
Who you talking to?
That Kendall just contacted me about the scarecrows, and he's really weirded out right now. Like, because he didn't like the. I haven't told these guys yet, but the figure that I seen, that wasn't Kendall, right?
The
white figure. Like, did I recognize that?
The pale guy.
Oh, the
pale,
pale guy? No.
the pale figure. Okay.
No.
That was my same thought too. Just so you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he's like really weirded out. That happened like right at the same time as like this is all transpiring. So now he's a little on edge.
And you would recognize, like once though he mentions that, you would know that's the same Scarecrow that you saw in the alley in Avalon.
Gotcha. So now, okay.
So now it's finally clicking that you're like, wow, weird Scarecrow. Oh, it was that Scarecrow.
So they broke it, and now it's, oh man.
So all of that thinking process is going through Fenrir's head. Henley's just like, what's going on?
Okay, I will then relay like the vision that I had of the hags and myself.
Would we be able to guess, probably based on the description, that they were hags?
You know that, like, he would kind of connect. I would assume Fenrir
yeah.
would have connected it because Kendall had talked about hags before.
That's fair.
And that you knew that from Avalon that the scarecrows were made by hags, potentially.
Right.
Correct. So it would be a fair assumption that you would know, hey, those were hags.
Right.
And didn't somebody say that there was weird stuff going on in the forest near the Mapleshire?
You would remember that
Who said
Portia said she was going back to Mapleshire because there were some weird things going on.
I also didn't. My dude man tell me I needed to go north. Didn't
Mapleshire?
there was a conversation somewhere that I've had with someone that
Your-
said
Paladin guy.
The visitor.
my visitor also said that there was some shenanigans going
Answers
on up north.
would be up in
Answers would be up
Mapleshire,
north.
at home.
What
Right.
did Uncle Popcorn say about it? Or did he not say anything?
My Uncle Popcorn just knew they were going north, but they were taken underground. That's all he knew.
So I will relay more or less everything that I seen. Like, hey, there were these 3 grotesque old, what looked like hags, and they may have bonded me to the Scarecrow. And as I got over here, Kendall sent me a message that they unbonded it from the wreath. And now I'm afraid that it's now bonded to me.
The Scarecrow
The Scarecrow.
is bonded to you.
Like
Oh.
minion?
Yes.
Like a guide? Like a
I
like
don't
a
know.
death mark on you?
Like a patron?
I don't know. Should we have Dreek try to stab me and see what happens?
No.
But I really want to know. what
Dreek
that-
goes,
what
yes,
that
yes.
Who am I stabbing? Sounds like a party.
Does it concern anybody here that everything seems to be pointing north?
Yes, but we really should be getting. We've got to get to the town. Like, I guess in the battle, if the goblins attack me, we'll know. If the Scarecrow shows up,
One step at a time. I think we take care of the goblins, get
Right.
the information, get to High Ridge, then talk to Ivan. Maybe Ivan can help us with scary, freaky woods near Mapleshire.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. We got to take care of what's in front of us. That just is
It is concerning.
making a little, everything is pointing that way,
right?
and we're going that way.
Yes, it is concerning, and he'll kind of trail off. I wonder if that's what happened to, what's his name, the paladin that you have his armor, right? You
Yeah.
think that's what happened to him? Is he got attacked by hags?
Well, I don't know. I was just told there was answers in the same direction that your guy's pointing at up there in the forest and stuff. So maybe we'll get answers, and it's all, I don't know.
Interesting.
Didn't Slicky Ricky say something about Mapleshire Woods too?
He said something about, I think, Cloth Des going up there at one point as well.
Yeah.
So, let's just keep it in the back of our minds. Just as we venture north, let's be more and more cautious the more north we go, and
I can probably
look for any more answers for anything as we continue to go, I guess.
Okay. Well,
Boudreaux, you good?
Boudreaux, do you have
I'm not here.
breakfast? Boudreaux!
I'm at camp.
Yeah, we're not that
We're
far.
not that far out of camp.
Well,
About
did
20
you come
feet.
back to
I yell,
We might-
Boudreaux, are you making breakfast?
yeah. Shoot.
We head back to camp and start packing things up so we could go.
Okay, you're able to make breakfast and you head out. So, the morning comes, the morning goes, the afternoon comes, the afternoon goes, and night comes. Then it's the next day.
Okay, that evening
Okay,
on the straw, Fenrir would like to cast Identify,
okay.
which I've got to find.
And tell his friend Boudreaux what happened.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it came
I mean,
up
it
in
would-
conversation
it
as
probably
we
came up in
walked.
We probably
and
talked
stuff.
about it
throughout
on the
the
way.
day.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
It's kind of a big thing. I mean, it's just like,
'Cause
shh,
Boudreaux-
let's not tell
Would
Boudreaux.
I know anything cool? Probably not.
You would know, roll me an Arcana check.
Because this is kind of my vibe.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
That's a
Excuse me?
67.
That's an 83. Okay.
Oh, too slow. Or too low.
Okay, you said Arcana
Yes.
13.
So as he's describing this, and you've thought about this before, right? Because you got back in Glendale, you had a bad feeling about the Scarecrows. Like there was something evil behind them. And as they're talking about it, he was finding some straw, filled you in that the wreath bond was broken. Fenrir feels that he's possibly bonded to the Scarecrow now. You remember, and it's almost like you get slight whispers in your head at this point that they're hags, because it mentions hags, the grotesque creatures, that they like to create kind of, I can't think of another word, but constructs or creatures to do their bidding.
Monsters.
They can create monsters. Scarecrows have been some.
Minions.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have, but never to the point of using some kind of needle and thread, which when he brings that up,
Oh, yeah.
that definitely triggers what the Nothic told you.
Yeah.
Have you said anything about the Nothic to anybody?
I have not. But I will say, needle and thread, huh? And they were pointing you north,
Yeah.
which is where I was led as well. Well, I need to know about the needle. Benny, keep a secret.
Yeah?
I need the needle and thread. Or the needle. Yeah.
You need the needle?
It's the needle of soul. What?
The soul sewn needle.
It's the soul sewn needle. And it's how I'm going to help Henley. No, Lila and Garotha.
Wait, so that's what they used?
Well, I don't know. But that's how I can help her.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Well, I mean, if that's where it's at, if that's where they have it, I guess we...
And we
Just-
want to stop the scarecrows anyway.
Right.
So I'm not scared, are you?
I mean, if in Skyrim, hags are really dangerous and they can kill you even if you're level like 100. So, yeah, I'm scared.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you said so, because
Hags are also that scary in D&D.
my
Especially multiple of them.
Yeah, the
Mom.
covens.
my mama, she told me about hags a little bit, and I'm glad I'm not the only one scared.
Boudreaux, you start getting more whispers and stuff, and it seems to be coming from a leather-bound item that you have in your possession.
Oh, I'm holding it. I just, and I think he at that point drops the staff, and he's like, oh.
So
Oh.
are you touching the staff? Actually
Yeah.
touching the staff? It's
No,
not.
on the leather.
Okay.
I dropped the staff. Oh, ooh.
Oh, Boudreaux, watch out there. And he'll start to reach to pick it up for you.
Don't do that. I don't need.
No.
It's
All right, I guess you can get it if
sacred.
you want.
Thank you. I appreciate the help. And he picks it up and he's kind of holding it with two fingers, just yeah.
So you're touching the staff now.
No, I'm touching the leather.
Okay.
I told you that where my hand goes is where the leather is, David.
I didn't know if you tied the leather or if it was loosely there.
No, it is tied.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's professionally tied or nothing.
Okay.
Not permanently tied.
Okay.
But it is there.
Just checking.
You're funny. I'm scared.
Are we going to keep
I
moving?
mean, at this point, yeah, Fenrir's he knows something's up, but they've got a task at hand, right? They're kind of in a hurry to get to this place, so he'll make a mental note that, hey, he needs to ask about this later as we're going through the journey, but he's going to keep trudging along and maybe bring it up Boudreaux, you all right?
Are we moving then?
Yeah,
Continue.
you're walking. Yeah.
Okay.
Would I have noticed, can I roll to see if I would have noticed, how intentionally she was not grabbing the actual staff? But
But yes.
he. That's
I
what
think it's very obvious.
Is it pretty
because
obvious?
she said
Okay.
2 fingers.
Okay.
And I would dare say that even your morning routines, Boudreaux gets up, starts cooking.
I pray.
He's not using his gourd. And his gourd is not
The
in
food
sight.
tastes surprisingly clean. But in a sad way.
For you.
The gourd is nowhere to be seen.
Welcome to Tomes of the Chaos Bard mid-show break. I am Rupert Bumpkin. Thank you for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. If you wish to support us, visit us on ko-fi.com/Tomes of the Chaos Bard, where you may become a member of our Ko-Fi. There, you can receive special content, such as post-shows, DM deep dives, and exclusive merchandise, such as t-shirts and keychains. There, you may also donate to the Feed the Cast funds, a special way to thank them by buying them dinner for the night. Yum, yum! Other ways you can support us is by sharing us with your friends and family and on social media. Spreading the word about the Tomes of the Chaos Bard is a huge help, and we thank you for your help. Another way you can support us is through 5-star reviews. And with every 5-star review, Solemn the Chaos Bard will give you a shout-out on our Solemn's columns. So stay tuned for those. That is all, folks, and back to the show.
Okay, should we move on?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to the nighttime, which Fenrir, you said you wanted to do identify.
On the straw that I picked up from the 2 places.
Okay.
So spell time. So I choose the straw, and I'm touching it throughout the spell. And it says if it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. And then whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. I guess the first thing is, are there any spells affecting the straw?
Very, very faintly. So it's very hard. You almost feel, as you're doing the identify, you almost feel like the magic is kind of draining from the item. But this is what you are able to attain, right? You are able to attain that the spell used on the straw, which now is, its magic is now depleting, slowly draining from it. You know it was from an item that there's no specific name for the spell itself, but the item, which Boudreaux mentioned to you, the soul sewn needle, binds souls to objects. It can take one soul from one thing and put it into another by a sewing kind of method.
Why me? That's Fenrir's asset. Like,
yeah.
Do you say that? Like, is that something that's said to the point one of us could hear it?
no, I would probably just think that.
Okay.
Honest. I mean, he might mutter it underneath his breath, but I don't think he'd say it like he's done other stuff. He's just
me?
thinking out loud. Yeah.
Why now?
It's like
Yeah, exactly.
Potch off of New Groove. Why me? Why me?
Okay, and then he will then cast Dispel Magic.
Okay, read that one.
So it says choose any one creature, object, or magical effect within range. So I'm going to choose the straw. Any spell of a 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Okay, I'll need you to make that ability check.
Crit 1.
Oh.
So it would be 5.
So as you try and dispel this magic, right, trying to get rid of it, you automatically feel that this, even though the magic is draining, it seems to just bounce back, like almost ricochet your spell back at you. And you almost slightly just feel almost like somebody just turned to look at you. You get a sense that briefly somebody laid their eyes on you.
Fenrir is creeped out.
You're not going to try that again, because Fenrir's not going to get much sleep tonight. That's all.
Is this being done somewhere where Roscoe can see what's happening?
I'm not being secretive about it. Like, it's nighttime when he does this. Like, we're kind of around the fire. Like, as the night is dwindling on, people are starting to go to sleep, and that's where I would do this. So,
that being said, this is a question for DM/Dave because Evan doesn't know what he's doing yet. Seeing that he's doing that, divine sense.
Okay.
Presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, powerful good ring. Oh, yeah, hold on. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your turn. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total covered. You know the total type of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the hollow spell. Does that mean, so for that, does that mean like I could cast that on that and try and detect like any sort of evil? Or is it saying specifically for like that particular spell?
So it should tell you a range on your spell.
The range is reach.
So 5 feet, within 5 feet.
Yeah, so like if I were to walk up, if I see what he's doing, right, and I were to walk over and kind of observe and see that he's really trying to figure out what's going on, and if I were to, this is an Evan question, is this spell pertinent to anything here? Like, the wording is what kind of confuses me a little bit. Because the last line, within the same radius, like I get the first half where it can detect undead and fiends and all that stuff, but within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the hollow spell. So I just don't know, does that mean specifically for just that spell, or if it's an item, an object, could I go up and see kind of divine sense it? Or am I misusing that spell entirely?
Because how I see it is like you said, a sacred or desecrated place is something that either was made holy or something that was holy once and then turned bad, corrupted. Where with this item, it was neither holy or unholy.
Okay.
So I don't see that. But I would say that if you're kind of paying attention to this, you would get a sense of very powerful magic for just a split second. As he was trying to dispel it, it kind of backfired. So you'd get that sense of like, ooh, something's happening. Something just happened. And if Boudreaux, you can roll me let's see. Roll me another Arcana check.
What about religion?
I'll let you use either one.
Okay, cool. I like that. 18.
Okay. You kind of get that same feeling like something powerful just happened. You just get that. It's just a split second, just like, ooh, that wasn't good. You know.
So we basically, me and him just, and Roscoe just stare at Fenrir for a minute.
And you start hearing slight words and stuff coming from your staff again.
At this moment, I'm not touching it, but...
You're getting... Something's trying to talk to you.
I approached him. What are you doing? I was washing dishes, so I'm all wet.
I'm going to say Henley's out, like, gathering herbs and, like, food and stuff.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out what happened to me. And
with some straw.
But it's not any ordinary straw.
I will kind of make my way over.
He gives you the motion to keep going, keep talking.
It's from the straw from the Scarecrow.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure if I try to dispel it, it's going to kill me. You know how, like, we were in the alleyway, how it came out and, right? I'm pretty sure it's bound to me now.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody tries to hurt me, the Scarecrow's going to do what did to the guy in the alley.
So if
And I think I just tried to do that. And then when I tried to do that, it was going to attack me.
If I take my wooden spoon
Roscoe, you're approaching.
Yep.
and I whop you,
Don't do that.
what do you think will happen?
No, I don't know. But don't. If anything,
He's raising it.
don't. No.
He pokes you with it.
Nothing happens.
You know?
Because there's no damage to him.
They like take it like a little sigh, like, "Whew, okay, maybe not, but
So I should do it a little harder, eh?
No.
Well, hello.
Hey.
You felt that too, I bet.
Yeah, I did, which is why you're not going to smack him with your spoon.
All right. Well, fine. I'll go finish washing up the dishes. But you be careful. And he walks away.
he like just nods, like, yeah, I'll be careful.
And then when I'm walking back, I also glance back at my staff. And then I wash the dishes.
Fenrir, are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'll yeah, but no.
You're going to be okay? What do we need to do?
I mean,
Is there anything right now we can do?
I don't think there's anything we can do right now, but he will take the straw and tuck it into his
In a little Ziploc baggie.
right.
His
No.
tunic.
Yeah, he'll put it into his tunic, like very wary, and be like, "Hey, we better set up watches. We've got some other things to take care of."
You're off duty tonight, boss.
All right, he's not gonna argue.
And then I'm going to go over to Kath and Hurla and ask each of them to do a watch. I figured that, Henley will do one, I'll do one, and then I'll ask those two to do one
I
tonight.
love how you
Okay.
don't even ask Boudreaux. You just like, I'll ask them instead.
Hanley comes back with like some mushrooms and nuts and stuff. It's quiet in the woods.
I'm going to do the first watch.
I'll do the second.
And Keth and Hurlo will take a watch as well.
I
Cool.
sniff the mushrooms that she brought back.
Dreekt also offers to take a watch.
And Henley goes, no.
Like, you can take a watch with me, but you don't get to do it by yourself.
That is fine. I can pull my weight.
Hey, Dreet, smell the mushrooms, though.
He gives you a dirty look.
Joke's on.
Why?
They're just mushrooms, Boudreaux.
I'm just checking.
You not trust me?
What? I don't trust mushrooms. I don't trust mushrooms.
Okay.
You have no idea.
I like mushrooms. I don't know. Dreet, smell them.
He does not smell them.
They're no fun.
He just starts fidgeting with his dagger again and just turns and walks away from you.
Yeah. Henley just watches him.
The mushrooms are good, right?
Yeah, Henley knows how to
Okay.
pick mushrooms. She knows which ones are good.
Mushrooms are tricky, okay? Just
She's
making sure.
she's well aware.
They're tricky things.
They are.
They resemble each other for reasons.
Yes, none of them talked to her,
Oh, good.
so no micanids were
No
heard during
markinids
this.
were heard in this production of the podcast.
Okay. The night goes smoothly. You guys get up, and Dreekt then speaks to the group. Just over this next little hill is where those goblins are. I will remain here. You 6, including Kath and Hurla,
Like I was doing a head count. We got everybody?
may go on. Good hunting.
Henley doesn't say anything, just watches him.
Thanks.
Where we meeting you afterwards?
I will be here.
Right here.
Right here waiting for you to come back.
Okay.
Though I might come and watch.
Or you could come and help.
I've already explained why I cannot.
I mean, if you just accidentally shoot an arrow and no one sees you, or I mean a dagger, sorry, then it's fine.
They don't have that good of range.
I mean, have you seen him?
Obviously.
He seemed very talented. And he nods at Dream.
It doesn't increase their range unless he has magic.
Unless he's real good.
He's just sitting there playing with his daggers. Just kind of like a mischievous smile on his face.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go kill some goblins.
Is there an opportunity I can talk to Roscoe on our way?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Forward.
Are there butterflies?
Are there butterflies?
Yeah.
There's some butterflies around
Paint
here.
me some scene.
It is a hot day.
Ooh.
Or becoming a warm morning.
Got it. Honestly, I just want to know what this place looks like because we're going to it.
Right.
Sorry.
Think the Grand Canyon. When you look down into the Grand Canyon,
Ew.
there's rocks, kind of the reddish rocks on the side of you.
Okay.
There's a few trees. There's some small animals that are scurrying around.
Okay. So there's lots of green still.
There's still lots of green, especially
Everything's more bushy and
Yeah.
round.
sagebrush, kind of those evergreens type
Okay.
trees.
Next question. I am quite aware that I do not have a holy symbol and that I cannot practice, right?
You do feel that there is a lack of
Something's
that
missing.
normal magic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now
It's very obvious to you
Yeah.
because you've had it, and now that the gourd is gone, there is something missing.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
disconnected from the weave and in part your god.
Okay.
Kind of, yep.
Okay. So I need to know.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're walking, and I scurry up to Roscoe. Hey, man.
Hey, man. What's up?
And he looks around. Nobody's listening. I have, look, you're like kind of religious now, right? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I don't want you to think that I'm coming to you for religious advice,
Okay.
but I just wanted to ask your opinion as my leader.
As the boss.
Yeah.
Boss man.
Anyway, so I no longer had the gourd.
I did notice that.
Yeah. I know the food hasn't been tasting that good, huh?
Yes.
I know. But, so, we're about to fight some things. And, well, I just, you know my staff?
Yes.
Sorry, the holy staff of the high shaman?
Yes.
Well, it whispers to me.
Okay.
I'm scared of it. 'Cause it's not Kundas.
Who is it?
So what Boudreaux would know,
Okay, thank you, because my knowledge,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. what Boudreaux would know is that as shamans pass, it is believed that their
They go
essence or their knowledge is then stored and passed on to the new shaman. That is what Mama Frizz has taught you. That's kind of been the general knowledge of the staff. So the next high shaman has the knowledge of all the past high shamans to kind of help protect the people and everything.
The Nothic, though, told me that it wasn't Kundas.
The Nothic said he would. It's not Kundas's staff, is what he told you.
Okay, which would... So is my knowledge following then with what I just said? That it's not Kundas. Like, I could take that.
That would be Boudreaux's assumption. If it's not Kundas's staff, but you also know that past shamans have been inside it, you do what Boudreaux feels, how Boudreaux would read into that information.
Thank you. Where were we?
You just told him that you were hearing whispers and you don't believe it's Kundas's whispering.
Okay. And so, I am scared to touch it because then it might become my holy symbol, and I'm not the high shaman, and I'm also nervous because it, like I said, it's not. I don't think it's Kundas.
Who is the high shaman?
Well, the last high shaman, he was Qualkek. Yeah.
Okay. So is there a current high shaman?
Well, it was Qualkek, but he's dead. He's gone. He passed.
Okay.
I guess he wouldn't be reincarnated. Well, maybe. Well, you see, the knowledge of the shamans go into the staff.
Okay.
So
there's not a current high shaman.
No.
You lost your gourd.
Yeah.
At the same time, you got the staff.
Well, yeah. Sure, yeah.
We've noticed. It was about the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't you think that means something?
He's fiddling with his hands. Well, I'm not a lizard folk. Like, I'm one of them, but I ain't like lizard, you know.
Just because you're not lizard doesn't mean you're not part of the lizard folk. They're your family, right?
Yeah.
You grew up with them, right?
Yeah.
You learned their ways, right?
Amen. Mm-hmm.
There's no difference. Just because you're not a lizard doesn't mean you're not part of their tribe.
Some would say otherwise, but yeah.
Well, some would say otherwise. But you, it's no different than, we've had stranger things happen. We had two people living in one body with us for a while. You know, there's things tend to seem to happen for a reason.
I see what you're saying.
And if there's no high shaman,
yeah,
there's no one for you to return the staff to.
Yeah.
And it's now in your possession.
Okay.
In a time when you seem to really need it.
I do really need it if you guys don't want to die.
I really would prefer not to die.
Okay. I will.
Have you talked to Kundas about this?
Every night.
And he hasn't said no?
Not really, no. I haven't really seen yes, I haven't really seen no. It's just.
Sometimes the lack of an answer is the answer.
Yeah.
And if your God isn't giving you big red flags.
But what if he's gone? Like what if I did something wrong? Like I
We all make mistakes. But the thing of it is you're going to live the rest of your life in fear. You're going to carry this thing around with two hands, or you're going to 2 fingers.
It could dig me into a deeper hole.
We're already in a deep hole. The fact of the matter is what it comes down to is, do you trust yourself?
No.
Well, that doesn't help anything.
It's not supposed to.
It's like, I know that your faith in Kundas is unwavering.
Yeah.
That you have absolute faith in him.
Mm-hmm.
And you question everybody who doesn't. Even me and my new deity dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still working that out. But
yeah, that don't make sense to me. But
do you really think at the end of the day, with as much faith and devotion as you've shown Kundas, that he's going to allow something to come into your possession that's not going to let you continue that faith.
Maybe he wants me to destroy it.
Maybe he wants to test you.
Oh.
Maybe
Well, I
he
don't
wants.
to be tested.
Maybe he wants to see that you have enough faith in him to use this and know that it's going to be okay.
Well, I'll think about it.
You have about 50 feet to think about it.
Okay.
Also, you really need to start talking to us.
Talking about what?
We all know something's going on. It's been very, very apparent for some time. And we haven't pushed it. I haven't pushed it.
You look shy.
But we're supposed to be part of a team. And if we don't know what's going on with our team members, it's hard to know how they're going to react and how we can help.
Well, for one, every single one of you know at least enough information.
But we don't know. I mean, I know something, and I'm sure Fenrir knows something else. And, I'm sure Lila and Garotha knew something else. And Henley knows something else. But we all only know just a little bit. And so we all don't know how to help because we're all trying to help in just a little bit of a different way.
Yeah.
Like, you've called us your family. We're part of a team. We're a family. You've got to start trusting us to help you through this.
I don't, and you...
Whatever this is, you need to trust us.
Well, I'm here with you. Mm-hmm. Don't let me forget Condes.
I'm not going to, but you've got a decision to make, and you need to make it now.
What did it, just me touching the staff?
Yeah.
You want me to touch it right now?
Yeah.
You want me to poke it with my finger?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Who knew such a simple little thing would be put so much anxiety in you?
He's like, okay. Just hold my hand. He grabs your hand. He's going to poke the staff.
The instant that your skin touches that staff, you feel this wave, almost like a huge wave of power come into you. Mm-hmm. Just as in a rushing water, just fills you up. You feel an immense peace and tranquility, but you also feel a presence. As of right now, they are not saying anything, but you know something else is there.
So, is it a they or an it?
It is hard to tell.
Got it.
But right now, as that wave comes in, you just know you're not alone.
In a good, bad way?
You did feel calm. You
True.
did feel tranquility.
Okay. Well, that wasn't so bad.
So, being there, holding Boudreaux's hand, being now religious.
Okay.
But I wasn't asking for advice.
He's just finding out for himself.
Can I roll maybe either a perception, insight, religion check to see, if I can see
well,
a change in Boudreaux's whole demeanor, if
say
I
yes.
feel anything as I am holding Boudreaux's hand, if there's anything that I feel, so, as I can kind of judge maybe what happened.
I would almost say, at least on my end, that you could almost follow my expressions with what he said.
Okay.
Yeah. And that I probably would gain a better posture, at least a more peaceful one, but a little bit more upright. But there's still the uncertainty and unknown about it. Yeah, I do. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
More what I'm looking at is would I be able to tell if maybe, as I pushed him into this, if we now have High Shaman Boudreaux in front of us. Mm. If I get that sort of sense from him.
Yeah, because you were able to physically see a change.
I can see the change, yes, but the spiritual, the
A confirmation.
extra.
Go ahead and roll me a religion check.
First religion check for this guy.
Hey.
I'll let you do a religion or insight.
6s.
Mine's the same, yeah.
That is 19.
Okay.
Ooh.
So as you can tell that he is now more calm, tranquil, and kind of like, oh, that didn't happen. You do feel a little bit of that wave of power come into him. Is what you feel.
Cool. So I'm gonna let go of your hand now.
Okay.
Be like,
No, just kidding. Okay. Okay, let's go over your hand.
and in kind of a joking but kind of questioning as well, sort of like, welcome to the party, High Shaman.
I was already a part of it before you were. But thanks, Roscoe.
Yep. You ready?
I hope.
We got to go save a town.
You guys reached the top of this ridge. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll say. As you guys poke your heads above, there's still a bunch of shadows down there, but you see this is almost 600, 700 feet in front of you. This camp of goblins. As you guys look at them, there's just tons of them. They seem to be lounging around. Some of them are sparring. There seems to be one in particular kind of sparring with some other ones. This one kind of stands out from all the other ones. Stands out because it has very similar armor to Dreekt.
Is it similar to the other ones that we saw in the cave?
The dark like leather. And all the other goblins seem to be wearing some either no shoes to some of them having shoes, where this one seems to be wearing some kind of shoe. You can't tell from the distance that you're at, but it's very different kind. You can tell that they're just acting different. They seem to be almost practicing some dexterity moves, some agility moves, going behind things, hiding, and then jumping out. Almost does it every now and then to some other goblins, kind of jumps and scares them. And just kind of moving in between everybody with fine dexterity and stealthiness.
So the way that you're describing it almost sounds like they're playing cat and mouse.
Very much so.
Okay.
Yes. Welcome, Becky.
Hi.
She's been here the whole time. But with that, I think that's where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you guys for listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. And big shout out to D.A. Nichols for writing our songs and music. Please check out her TTRPG at drivethroughrpg.com. Shields of Power is that TTRPG. We'd also like to special shout out to Coltrin Compositions, who remastered our theme music. It was written by D.A. Nichols, and Coltrin Compositions remastered it for us. So we'd like to thank him. Go check out his stuff. Check his place look in the show notes to check out his stuff. He has a bunch of different music and stuff that you can add to your D&D game, so go check him out. Also, special thanks to Monument Studios, Realm Walker, freesound.org, and Tabletop Audio, additional sounds and music. I am DM Dave, and to the right I have
Fenrir.
Roscoe.
Boudreaux.
And Henley.
And until next time, we unroll the scroll to tell the tale.
Bye.